Welcome friends, today we will discuss NEET controversy. What exactly is this controversy? But while discussing this controversy, we will not discuss just the present controversy of last 15 days. We will go the behind what exactly is NEET, why it was introduced, what were the arguments in favor of NEET, and why Tamil Nadu especially oppose NEET. With all details we will discuss so that it will be quite easy for you to answer any question on this topic, whether it is prelims, mains or interview. So let's start the video. First of all, what exactly is NEET? NEET is National Eligibility Entrance Test. So one thing is clear, this is the entrance test. Then comes the next question. So for what purpose you are carrying the test? The test is carried out for MBBS and BDS program, that is medical science, medical programs and dental colleges. Who conducts this? This is conducted by National Testing Agency. This question is important for prelims. This test is not conducted by CBSE or other board. This is specially conducted by National Testing Agency. The seats are around 1 lakh plus. So basic is clear. NEET is National Eligibility cum Entrance Test conducted for medical entrance, medical admissions, and who conducts? It is conducted by National Testing Agency. Then comes the next point. So why NEET was made compulsory? And what used to happen earlier? Before that, let us go little bit behind in the constitutional provision. If you read constitutional provision, state list entry number 6 is talk about public health. But there is a possibility that some student may say, so what exactly mean by state list? Listen carefully. In our constitution, under schedule 7, we have 3 lists. One is a union list, second is a state list, and third is a concurrent list. Then comes the next question. So why lists are created? It's a division of power. So subjects which are there in the union list, Parliament can make laws. Subjects in the state list, state government can make laws. Only in certain cases, Parliament can make. On concurrent case, both can make laws, but if there is a clash, centre's law shall prevail. Now, if that is clear, let's go ahead. Health is a subject which falls under state list. Please remember this. Health, sanitation, hospital, it falls under state list. What about education? Education falls under concurrent list, entry number 25. It's not just education, including technical as well as medical education. That itself means on education, both state and center can make laws, and if there is a friction, whose law shall prevail? It is center. But what about state health? Health is a subject falls under state list. And Article 47 says it's the duty of the state to improve public health. State does not mean only state government, it includes state as well as center. Now, if these constitutional provisions are clear, then comes the next question. So why people decided to go for NEET? What was the reason for having NEET? Listen carefully. Earlier, what used to happen, there used to be many entrance tests. Say for example, somewhere around 35 to 36 entrance tests used to be there for admission into medical colleges, around 400 plus medical colleges. So don't you think giving more than 30 entrance tests for admission, it's a burden for students not only from academic point of view but also from financial point of view? And that's the reason in 2009, Simran Jain filed a petition in Supreme Court regarding this. And Supreme Court in this particular case clearly said that we should consider possibility of holding single national test. And that's the reason NEET was started. So is there any benefit of having NEET? Answer is yes. Earlier what used to happen, you had to give multiple examination for medical entrance. But don't you think now you are supposed to give only one examination, so it is good? Yes. Second, most of the time we used to see that overlapping date. For example, so A college is very good, but A college and B college both are good, but both are having exam today itself. So I will be missing one. So this is also an issue, overlapping date. And not only that, rampant malpractice also used to be there. Merit value used to have little consequences, and the standard of knowledge used to be very poor. Don't you think medical profession is something which deals with human life? And if it deals with human life, then in that case there has to be utmost importance given to the examination conducted. And that's the reason NEET, they decided to go for NEET, which will compel government to focus on high school education. That means having a single national test, is it advantageous for student? Yes sir, there are a lot of advantages. But please listen carefully. The way there are advantages, there are certain disadvantages also which may be suggested. Then comes the next question. But still few people file the petition in Supreme Court that NEET violates our right to freedom of carrying out any trade or occupation under Article 19, as well as Article 30 gets violated. Is it true? Let us see. Supreme Court in one of the case regarding minority institution in 2020, it clearly says NEET is not at all violating minority institutions or anything. It is necessary for national interest. Now you may say, sir, but what are the special rights minority enjoys? Listen carefully. Under Article 19, you have freedom to carry out any business. So you can carry out any trade or occupation which is lawful in nature. But Article 30, it says for minorities, on the basis of religious or language, they have right to set up and run their educational institution. Means this is a power, or this is a right which is given by constitution to minority, that you can set up and run your educational institution. And that's the reason they feel that having NEET is interfering with our fundamental rights. But Supreme Court says it's nothing like that. You have right to manage your educational institution, but NEET is essential for national interest, and that's the reason it is necessary. And court rejects what minority says, that they only have the right to administer their institutions and there should not be single national test. So NEET gate was clear now. Now NEET is bound to happen. Then comes the next question. Sir, if NEET is so advantageous to all students, then why few states, especially Tamil Nadu, opposite NEET? In Tamil Nadu government appointed a committee headed by ex-judge A.K. Rajan, and ex-judge submitted a report which has clearly said that NEET eliminates poor. Please, this is a remark made by committee. And this remark is not just a remark, it is backed by facts also. So we'll discuss that also. Why he is saying that? He said primary health centers in rural Tamil Nadu will not get doctors in future if NEET conducted. Why it is like this they are thinking? Because what they feel, that NEET drives away the poor. Only rich and affluent can garner more seats. And if those people are going to be there in the medical colleges, then what's the guarantee that they will go to the primary health care in remote areas? Is there any logic? Let us see. Please remember one thing. Tamil Nadu is having one of the best medical facilities in India. It is also known for medical tourism. And they have achieved this via their medical system, which includes their medical colleges also. What they say, that NEET is, listen carefully, NEET is mostly on the basis of CBSE syllabus. So that itself means it is going to affect state board students. Not only this, NEET, mostly it will be in the favor of urban student. Why? Then you may say, so why it is like that? Because urban student can go to coaching institutions. They can join coaching institutions. Then you may say, so even rural students do join coaching institution. I agree, but how many good teachers or good coaching institutions are there in rural areas? And coaching institutions can be afforded only by the rich people, not by the poor people. Please listen carefully. Our state is a welfare state. Then in that case, if poor students are not able to come to the college itself, how it is possible for them to go to medical healthcare centers? And that was a concern raised by Tamil Nadu government. Now, have they given any facts and other things related to this? Let us see. It says that despite reservation, poor and rural students are not at all benefited equally. NEET not only eliminates poor, equality is not only treating the poor equally, we should look at the outcome of the system. Does every section of the society is getting benefit from the NEET? Then there is no issue for it. Before NEET mandatory, claims Mr. Rajan that more number of poor students used to be there or used to get the admission in the medical colleges. Then comes the next question, is there any data they have supported for it? Answer is yes, they have given a data for this. Listen carefully and look at the data very carefully because it is very important from exam point of view. Earlier, from rural areas, 61% students used to be there. Now it is only 50%. So it is going down or up? It's down. Earlier students from government school were 1.12, but now it is 0.6, means again it is up. Sorry, down. English medium student, earlier it was 85.12, but now it is 98.01. That itself means vernacular students number is decreasing. So do you think it is in the favor of the poor students or rural students? More number of students who have CBSE background, they are cracking the exam. Economically poor student, earlier they used to be somewhere around 47%, now it is down to 41%. So don't you think these facts, you can't reject this fact, and this facts clearly shows yes, something wrong is happening, and this is what judge also submitted. That most of the poor students nowadays, because of all this thing, because they can't afford a coaching institution, they are from the state boards, so CBSE syllabus is a little bit tough for them, and that's the reason they are not applying to exam itself. Why? Because test is based on CBSE. So when you celebrate or when you say that Tamil Nadu has one of the best robust healthcare system, don't you think this healthcare system will collapse if same thing continues, and there's a possibility of decline in the standards? And most parties regarding NEET in Tamil Nadu are on same page. That itself means something is wrong. And here, when there was a reward function given by Tamil Nadu governor to a student only, and at that time they say that, sir, if you are saying that our standards are very high, but sir, all these standards we have achieved because we had earlier system, not because of the NEET. So why there is a need to have NEET? We have achieved this without NEET. They have clearly said. Then comes the next question. Tamil Nadu government not only approached to Supreme Court, they said that NEET violates Article 14. Article 14, which talks about equality of law and equal protection of law. It discriminates students from rural areas and state boards. Now you may say, sir, how it is violating the equality? Don't you think if you are having any system, it should not be biased towards A or B side? NEET, according to them, is totally in favor of CBSE students for urban students, rich students. So how can you say there is an equal level playing competition? And that's the reason there should be certain changes. This is what they say. Even there was an article in the Indian Express and Hindu also that NEET fails the multi-dimensional construct of merit. Now, if you came to know about all the things about positive aspects of NEET as well as arguments against NEET, let us come to the present controversy. Now, present NEET result out in 2024 on 4th of June. Here, there were certain allegations made by students. What were the allegations? Now, students said that there is something wrong happened. Now, why? Is there any facts? Yes. First of all, they say the result was supposed to be declared on 14th. Why they decided to prepone 10 days, and that too on 4th June when Lok Sabha election results was supposed to be out? Now, don't you think, what was the need for it? So first thing was that. Second, 67 students score perfect mark, getting 720. Means 67 students got number 1 rank. And now few are saying that there is a possibility few students may not get admission in the best college also after getting first rank. Not only that, they say that so some students score 718 and 719 marks, which is not possible as per the NEET marking scheme. Then comes the next question. So why you are saying like this? Before that, we have to understand what exactly NEET comprises and what are the subject. In NEET, you are having bio, physics and chemistry. Bio, it's botany and zoology, so number of questions are 19. Here it is 45, here it is 45. So total number of questions, how many? 180. For every correct question, you will get 4 marks. So if all questions are correct, how much you will get? 720 out of 720. But if your one question goes wrong, listen carefully, your 1 mark will be deducted. So if your one question is wrong, you will get 715. So you will get either 720 you will get, or 715 or 716 if you left one question. But how it is possible as per the NEET rule only that 2 students got 718 and 719, which is not at all possible. And they say that there are many toppers, NEET UG 2024 toppers, were from the same examination center. How it is possible that toppers are there from the same center? And not only this, there were certain allegations of paper leaks from Bihar. Now these are the allegations, but don't you think few allegations have little bit substance also? That itself means, don't you think it should have been investigated in depth? And that is the reason students decided to agitate. Now listen carefully, when this matter was out, now students said, sir, this is something wrong. But what was the reply of NTA? Listen carefully, National Testing Agency, they replied that, yes, there was some issue of regarding distribution of paper to English medium and Hindi medium student, and that's the reason one issue happened, only one issue happened in Savai Madhopur. Then comes the next question. Sir, if there's only one issue happened in Savai Madhopur, now let us come to this, that it is very impossible. We'll go for allegation 111, that is, getting 718 and 719 is not possible. Now, then what was the reply of National Testing Agency? They said it was possible because we gave compensatory marks. Why? Because in certain centers, there was time loss due to some reasons. Maybe they are not able to get the paper on time or so on. And that's the reason they decided to give extra marks. And because of this extra marks, they got this. But is there any provision of giving this extra marks in the NEET rules earlier? Answer is no. Not only this, this was not at all declared in the result. This answer was given only when some of the coaching institution and some of the students have openly said, sir, this is not at all possible. That itself means, अगर ये किसी ने पूछा ही नहीं होता तो शायद इसका जवाब आता ही नहीं कभी. First point. Second point. 67 स्टूडेंट्स टॉपर हो चुके, जिसमें से इनका कहना है कि 44 स्टूडेंट्स को मार्क्स दिए गए एक्स्ट्रा बिकॉज देयर वाज इशू विथ वन क्वेश्चन, ओल्ड एनसीईआरटी एंड न्यू एनसीईआरटी रिगार्डिंग फिजिक्स क्वेश्चन. नाउ कम्स द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. If the question is wrong, don't you think normally examination, they eliminate that question or they give marks to everyone? But here marks are given to only those students who have attempted the question and who got compensatory marks. So don't you think because of that, 67 students got 720 out of 720, which is very difficult in it. I do agree. 2 students it is possible, 3 students possible, 5 students possible. But how it is possible 60 students got number 1 rank? 3. They say last year for 650 marks out of 720, you could have get a very good rank, say for around 6,000 or 7,000. But this year it is 26,000. How it is possible? The inflation of so long. That means you are getting good marks, but you won't get admission in good college. So this is also something wrong. Not only this, they said that if suppose, listen carefully, if there is a tiebreaker, that is two students got same marks. Say for example, both the students got 700 marks. Then in that case, who will get admission? Here they say they will first check your paper marks, that is biology, chemistry, physics, and then obviously correct answer. But one more point they have added, that is, if everything is same, then they will go by the application number. That means the one who has applied late, don't you think he will get admission? And here again there was a question. Students are raising question ki why application window was open in April for 2 days. What was the need for it? And there were allegations of paper leak in Bihar. The investigation is going on. Not only that, why some students from say Punjab, Haryana or any other state is going to some other state and selecting a particular center only? I agree that if you are from suppose any interior part of Maharashtra, you may select Mumbai as a center. But yeah, why you are selecting some center which is in other state? What's the reason behind it? So don't you think all these questions need to be answered? Now here NTA replied. NTA reply was given in written. Now most of the points we have already discussed, that what is NTA, what is NEET and all those things. What is relevant for us is point number 16. How time loss was calculated and why marks were given. Because they say we decided to give grace mark because it's a judgment of the Supreme Court, and that's the reason we decided to give grace mark. Now what was the judgment of the Supreme Court? Please look at the board very carefully. In one of the exam in CLAT is an entrance examination for law colleges. There was a time lapse. Some student have lost time, and that's the reason few students, approximately 25, they approached to the court. Now before that, one thing, please listen carefully. CLAT is conducted online, whereas NEET conducted offline. So do you think one rule which is applicable for offline can be applied to online? In online, it's quite easy to check how much time was exactly lost. But in offline, is it possible? So first. Second, only 25 students filed petition, but there a committee was appointed and window was open for all students who have lost the time. And the number comes out to be more than 7,000. That means approximately 20 times. Now here, it was 1563 students who approached to court. But why there was no committee appointed after this? Why the window was not allowed it open to all students to say or to file that even we have lost certain time? If it could have been, the number could have been far more. Now don't you think only those who can file petition, only they got the marks? What does it mean? What about the poor student? What about the student from the rural background who cannot afford this or who are not aware of this? They are going to lose. So comparing CLAT with NEET, I'm leaving on you guys only. You decide whether it was a right thing to give marks only to 1563 students. But this is what NTA did. Now comes the next question. Ki sir, when they say why cut off, as I said that if there is a tiebreaker, then what you are going to do? They have said application number in ascending order we are going to decide. Now was it available in the original rule book? Kindly check. Because this is something quite different. Means one who has filed application late is going to have priority. Now they say that the higher cutoff was because more number of students appearing for the exam. But if you see the logic, number of student and cutoff, it's not at all fair. Looks fair. Then comes the next question. So now matter went to the Supreme Court. And here, after tremendous pressure from students, from social media, everywhere, every section of the society, now here, in front of the court, NTA agreed that marks given to 1563 students, compensatory marks, those will be cancelled, and those students will be given option for retest. Now comes the next question. Is it a victory of students? From my point of view, listen carefully. Listen carefully. How can you say only 1563 students have lost time first? Second, retest should be only for 1563 student, or it should be for all? That is again a question which will be there in the Supreme Court. And that's the reason there's a need to have a thorough investigation in this particular matter, because this examination is given by more than 23 lakhs of students. So don't you think when students, so many students are appearing for examination, and if something like this is happening, it affects them. Then comes the last part. So what should be the conclusion? My question is very simple to all guys. What is important? Equality or equity? Equity should be also given value. Don't you think equality is required, but equity is also most important? Second, single national test, is it good? Answer is yes. And that's why even state boards should improve. So state should not say that we are going to remain inferior, and they should improve. But at the same time, the examination pattern should not be purely on the basis of single field, which will help only a particular stream of students only. The pattern should be such a manner that the goals of the new educational policy of government only, they should be achieved. The new education policy itself talk about inclusiveness, equity. So don't you think those goals should be achieved? And there are few people who are again saying, is there any need to have single test? That is again a matter of discussion. I am not making any opinion on that. Now, if the video is clear to you guys, and thereafter, these are the questions which may be there in the mains or interview. We will discuss one by one. Implementation of GST and NEET is a major challenge to Indian federalism. Listen carefully, federalism संघवाद, मतलब सेंटर एंड स्टेट दोनों को एक साथ मिलकर काम करना चाहिए, जिसे हम कोऑपरेटिव फेडरलिज्म भी कहते हैं. बट जब झगड़े शुरू होते हैं तो उसे हम कन्फ्रंटेशन फेडरलिज्म भी कहते हैं. सो नीट का इम्प्लीमेंट करना क्यों डिफिकल्ट है? Second question, critically analyze the NEET results data for this year. Third question, do you think NEET really fulfills substantial equality? And fourth, NEET really achieves the goals of the new education policy of equity, inclusion and access. Please remember, these are the goals of the new education policy only. They are the great goals. So do you think present format of the NEET is achieving all these goals? If you know the answer, try for it. And then this is a question for prelims multiple choice question which you can try. One more question you can try for multiple choice, that is, how many of the following statements are right? NEET examination is conducted by NTA under supervision of CBSE? Answer is no. NEET is held only for admission of MBBS? No, it is for other medical institutions also. Education including technical and medical falls under concurrent list? Yes. So don't you think at the end of the day, I personally feel NEET, whether it should be there or not, that matter can be discussed. But if you want to continue with the NEET, there should be a lot of transparency. For example, first point, can we have NEET online like other exams? Can we think about it so that if there is any time loss, it can be checked effectively without having any bias towards any party? Second, can we have NEET at least 2 times a year? Minimum 2 times, 2 to 3 times, so that the kind of pressure which is there on students can be relieved. Third, there should be, examination should be in such a manner so that even other board exams, other board students, for example state board and other board students, they will also have level playing field. So there will be very less pressure on students, first of all. and examination should be fair for all, and if it is online, there's very less chances of malpractices. So don't you think if these reforms can be done, then definitely we can achieve a goal of new education policy, and such chaos or such controversy may not happen in future. If you like video, please share and subscribe. Thank you very much.